Welcome back to Andre Drives. My name is Andre, and I'm going to be showing you what you're going to be missing on the LE Grand Highlander that you're perhaps going to be getting on some of the higher trim levels. Now, I've reviewed this vehicle before, so if you're looking for a full review, make sure you check that out. Search my channel and look for the LE Grand Highlander. So on the front side of the Grand Highlander, your LED headlights and your taillights are standard. Now, what you're going to see also, once you go to your higher trim levels, you may see a different sort of look across the front. This is more of a sort of a matte front fascia here. As you go to some of the higher trim levels, that's going to become more of a sort of a chrome, and also you'll see a metallic gray as well on that. And also a feature that you might see on the Limited that's going to be standard on the Platinum, you're going to be able to get a forward-facing camera. So that's not going to be available on this model or the XLE model. As you look down a little bit lower, you also see your functional air curtains right here. So that's going to be on all your models, but you're not going to find your fog lights on the LE or the XLE. You're going to have to go up to the Limited model to get those fog lights if that's what you're looking for. Your overhead fender right here, you're going to see this across the board on all your models, whether or not you go to LE, XLE, Limited, or Platinum. You're going to see that on all models. Now, it's not as noticeable on the higher models because you do have more of a luxury look, but I would love to see this be a color key, meaning the same color as the car, and it's going to give you more of a luxury look. So maybe this is something you might see on a refresher in the 2026 model Grand Highlander that you're not seeing right now. So that's going to give you a color key. So that would be nice to see. I also meant to mention, if you're looking for a nicer wheel, they offer that as well. So if you look at the Limited or the Platinum, they do offer a 20-inch wheel in a different design from your LEs and also your XLEs. So that is available to you. So looking around here to the back, like I said, your LED lights are going to be standard across the board. So your power gate is standard on all models. Now this model doesn't have a kick sensor, but you have a kick sensor on some of your models, and also starting on your Limited, you're going to have your parking sensors across the back, and you're also going to see those on the front. So looking in the back, third row is standard here, and your spare tire, that is standard as well. So if you pull this up right here, so a few things you have to take out, and that spare tire is right under there, so it's not too hard to access. You take out this piece right here and pull that right on out. Some models even come with the emergency kit there, so if you have any flats or anything like that, that's going to help you stay safe there where others can see you. Has things like your jumpers, it has your reflector strips, shop towels, anything that you might need, okay? But the third row seating is standard on this vehicle, but this does have the button where you can lower the gate, and you can actually set the height of it, and you can actually close it and lock it right there as well. So that's going to be standard across the board. Backup camera washer is standard. Can't really see it there, but if you look right under this little sort of indenture right here, that basically allows you to actually wash that backup camera if it's a little dirty, but that is standard, guys, across the board. Color key door handles, blind spot monitoring, so that's something standard that you're going to see across the board on all Grand Highlanders. And you're going to see a color key mirror also, so no matte black mirror. So you're going to see a color key mirror on all models with your integrated turn signal, so therefore others around you can see whether or not you're turning left or right. Now looking on the inside, this is more of a sort of a hard touch material. On the upper models, you get into more of a soft touch material on most of the door. Now this particular model here, you can either get this right here, which is a sort of a dark gray, and if you go with a light color interior, then you can get this in a more of a sort of a blonde wood, is what they call that, okay? So this particular model does not have your automatic folding mirrors here, but on your upper models, you can get that, okay? Otherwise, the setup is the same here. This particular model, the LE model, only has a 6-way adjustable. You cannot get an 8-way adjustable with your 2-way lumbar. If you want that lumbar, then you're gonna have to jump up to the XLE model, which is gonna offer your soft tech seating. Also, it has a black or a light gray interior choice. So that's gonna be the same all the way up to the Limited model. And then when you jump up to the Platinum, you'll be able to get a Portobello, which is a brown, okay? So that's gonna be your leather seating. But you can get your memory seats. So those are options when you jump up to the Limited model. So you're not gonna be able to get that in the XLE. But also these buttons start to populate here. So you do have your Toyota Safety Sense. So that's gonna include your automatic high beam lights. As I mentioned before, your back door power gate is standard. So gas door releases down there, hood releases there. This one has the all-weather mats. Just looks nicer, and it keeps your vehicle a lot cleaner, and it's a lot easier to basically get that dirt out, and stops that dirt, traps that dirt from traveling underneath. The vinyl wrap steering wheel here. Once you go to the Limited model, then you pick up the leather wrap steering wheel. So this is a little bit different also from the XLE model. The setup is the same here on the steering wheel, so you're going to see that. This one has a 8-inch display here, Once you go to the higher models, then you get into a 12.3 inch display that offers you more information. Your 12.3 inch display is standard. It's going to have your 3 zones there. And also, you can actually use this voice command here. You can actually use that to shut your zones on and off. You can change your zones. You can change the fan speed. So it's a bunch of things that you can change. Now, majority of this right here is going to look the same in the upper models. So the LE does not have your wireless charging. In your upper models, you'll be able to get that wireless charging if that's something you want. Now also, these right here, you'll be able to get your 360 camera or your panoramic view monitor. A lot of people know that as bird's eye view. You'll be able to get that in the limited model. You cannot get that in the XLE model. So that's not available to you. But as I mentioned before, you do have 3 zones there. So driver, passenger, and the rear. Also on the LE model, you won't get any heated or ventilated seats. If you want heated and ventilated seats, you're gonna have to go up to the limited model. But on the XLE, it will at least offer you heated seats, which you're gonna see on the driver and the passenger. Just your regular mirror here. So once you get into your automatic dimming mirror, you're gonna wanna jump up to the upper models, the XLE, the limited. So that's gonna have your automatic dimming mirror here also. And like I said, this is a it's sort of soft, but not really. And it's a little bit more plush, a little bit more on the luxury side once you jump up to the XLE. And you can get a all-wheel drive or a front-wheel drive in either of the models, okay? Whether or not you're looking at a LE, XLE, or the limited. But you have your hybrid models in there, and some of the hybrid models you can only get a all-wheel drive in that. But the setup is going to be the same. So several USB-Cs there, so you see that around the inside of the cabin here. So looking in the back, you do have your smart key on all doors. That's something usually reserved for high-end vehicles, but you do have that on all doors, meaning you can either lock the doors or either open the doors up as long as you have that smart key on you. As I mentioned before, so same remains for the back here. So hard touch material, got some soft touch material on the doors. By the way, guys, you cannot get a captain's chairs in the LE model. You have to go to at least the XLE to get the captain's chairs, and that's going to be your 2 separate seats or a 7-seater for the vehicle itself. So if you need to fold these seats down, so you're still able to do that. You got your tethers and your anchors. There's your 3rd row seating back there, so that's the same. So the dimensions are the same. There's your 3rd zone and your 3rd row. That is your 3rd zone. And you got some USB-Cs there. It's the same on all models. So you got some pouches there in the back. And this particular model, you cannot get a moonroof, guys. So if you go with a moonroof, you're gonna have to go with a panel roof, and that's available on the XLE and above. It is not available on the LE model, guys. So on any of your Grand Highlanders, by the way, you cannot get a regular moonroof. You get a panel roof or nothing. So that is what you have. But like I said, if you want those that panel roof, you want your 360 camera, you have to go up to the XLE to get the panel roof, and you have to go to the limited to get the 360 camera. So that's available there. But guys, just to give you a look of how that looks in the LE model. So a lot of the same features that you're gonna see. But like I said, if you're looking for a full review, make sure you check out my that review here on my YouTube channel, and you won't be disappointed, guys. The LE is a great value, but it doesn't have a lot of the options that you're gonna find in some of your upper models. So let's walk around here to the passenger side. So around here on the passenger side, you're only gonna get a 2-way right here. So basically just relaxes the back, and that's what you get, guys. You don't get the raising right here, so you don't get a power seat or anything like that. You can slide it up, so you can slide it forward, you can slide it back, but other than that, you kind of just relax this right here, the backrest, and that's kind of what you get. Also, no rails on top. So if you want those rails, you have to go with the XLE, guys. They do make crossbars that sort of fit right around here. It's a different fit. So, but with the rails, the crossbars link into the rails, okay? There's a knockout in the rails where you can actually get the crossbars there for the rails, but you can still get the rails. It's just not your traditional look. But everything else pretty much is the same. And like I said, if you want more of a luxury look, guys, you want to check out the XLE, the Limited, or even the Platinum. But guys, that is your difference between the LE, the XLE, the Limited, and even the Platinum. As I stated before, if you want some of those luxury items, you're gonna have to jump up in trim. So starting with the XLE, going to your Limited, and then the Platinum for your 3rd interior choice, which is a Portobello. But thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, make sure you leave those in the comments. But share this with someone that may be considering a Grand Highlander, may not know a lot about the LE, And like I said, make sure you check out that LE review that I've had right here on my channel, guys. But thanks for joining me. You can always find me right here on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Andre Drives. We'll see you next time.